Hey everyone, so I was trying to set up a decent live stream from my backyard last month and kept running into this weird problem. Every cheap PTZ camera I tried either had a grainy picture once you zoomed in past 10x or the motor would whine so loud you could barely hear yourself talk. It felt like I was stuck choosing between a blurry image and a noisy setup, and honestly neither option was great. That's when I stumbled on the BirdDog X1 PTZ camera with its 30x optical zoom and 1080p 60 resolution. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What really sold me on the X1 was the optical zoom itself. Most budget cameras fake their zoom by just cropping the image, which makes everything look soft once you go past 10x. The X1 actually moves the lens inside the body, so even at 30x the picture stays sharp and the colors stay true. I've used it to stream birds at our feeder from across the yard and the detail is still there, no weird pixelation or artifacts. The 1080p 60 also makes a difference when you're moving the camera around quickly. Motion blur is basically non-existent compared to the cheaper 30 frames per second models I tried before. Another feature that surprised me was the AI auto-framing. I set it up in my home office and it automatically keeps me centered in the shot even when I shift around. I've seen similar tech in webcams, but this one actually works outdoors too. I mounted it on my patio and it followed me as I walked around without needing to touch the controls. If you're doing any kind of solo streaming or recording where you don't want to fiddle with a joystick every time you move, this is a real time saver. The built-in 2.93-inch ink display is small but super handy. Instead of squinting at a tiny phone screen or a crowded laptop dashboard, I can see my framing, exposure settings, and tally light all in one place. It's low power, so it doesn't drain the battery, and the sunlight-readable display means I can read it even on bright days without cranking the brightness up. I also like that it shows the tally ring around the lens, so guests know when they're live without me having to shout across the room. Connectivity is another area where the X1 stands out. It supports Wi-Fi 5, so I can control it from my phone or tablet without dropping frames. It also has NDI-HX3, which lets me send a clean feed straight into my streaming software over the network, no extra capture card needed. I've used both HDMI and USB outputs too, and switching between them is as simple as plugging in the cable you need. If you're running a multi-camera setup, the NDI integration saves a ton of setup time compared to older HDMI-only models. Color accuracy is something I didn't realize I needed until I tried it. The X1 has built-in color matrix and Kelvin controls, so I can dial in the exact white balance for different lighting conditions without buying extra filters. Indoors under warm lights, outdoors in shade, even under mixed lighting at events, it all looks natural without me having to tweak every clip in post. That alone has saved me hours of editing time. There are a couple of things to keep in mind. The camera body is all metal, which is great for durability but makes it a little heavier than plastic alternatives. If you're mounting it on a lightweight tripod, you might want to double-check the weight rating. Also, while the ink display is convenient, it's not a touchscreen, so you'll still need your phone or computer for the finer adjustments. Neither of those issues has stopped me from using it daily, but they're worth knowing before you buy. Overall, the BirdDog X1 has turned my backyard streams from frustrating experiments into something I actually enjoy doing. The 30x optical zoom keeps the image crisp, the AI framing handles the movement for me, and the connectivity options let me integrate it into my workflow without extra gear. If you've been disappointed by cheap PTZ cameras that fall apart under real use, this one might be the upgrade you need. Check it out using the link below if it sounds like a fit for your setup.